Hey up, Norlin here, bringing you an Enzo build video. This build utilises insane shield regen and skill uptime, as well as a fast ammo regen to complement a heavy weapon build that I'll be showing you later in the video. As you can see, I'm currently soloing hard Dead Bride and chunking its HP down with the Guardian R4 cannon, which has massive single shot damage with huge status effects due to its initial damage number being applied. Which would be faster if I didn't just miss all my shots. And this build will also apply all its benefits to your whole party as well, making it a must for group combat on harder modes and difficulties. Alright, moving on to the build. I'll be showing you all my mods and stats in the firing range against level 100 dummies. So, all the modules I'm using are pretty generic and can be farmed quite easily. I'm not running any class mods yet because I've got none to drop, as you need them bastard keys for the vaults. So the first mod will be Shock Punch or any other sub attack. This is because when you level it up, you actually gain points to your character instead of losing them. So this is the same with every character. So this should be one of your early priorities for investing into any modules for any character. Next you want HP conversion. This increases your max shields by 158% but decreases your HP by 52.4%, but that'll be addressed in the next mod card. This is because you really want to increase them shields as high as possible because your ability to regen your shields scales off your max percent. The next mod will be time distribution. This reduces skill cooldowns by 14.3% and gives you a max HP of 52.4%, so offsetting the cut in the last mod. This is because Enzo scales really well into skill cooldown and skill uptime, so skill duration. So these mods work hand in hand. Next you want energy collection. This increases MP recovery by 37.7, so basically when you stand on one of the little blue orbs you'll get more mana, and if you have any passive mana regen, be it in combat or out of combat, it will increase that as well. After that you want the mod Maximize Duration. This increases skill duration by 40% but reduces your skill power modifier by 21.1%. This actually makes your little turret that attaches to you that shoots do no damage. But all the skills we're using on Enzo, we're not using for damage, we just want duration. And even if you put points into skill ability power, it doesn't give you more ammo, so it's useless really, so you can bump it down. So just maximise that duration for the best usage possible. Next I use Sensory Depth. This reduces all incoming damage by 10.5% but reduces your health by 5%, and because I'm not really using health, I think that 10.5% total damage reduction will work out. But this is the one card that you can change if you find anything better or get a class mod. After that you want Skill Extension. Now this skill works differently with all the characters, but for Enzo it will buff his duration of all his skills, so perfect. Next you want Nimble Fingers. This is just flat cooldown reduction of 25.6%, so can't go wrong there. And finally, Increase Shields. This increases your max shield by 151.9%, so adds to your total shield and makes you more tankier. Right, now I'm going to talk about reactors and different components you should be using. Because we're not actually speccing into damage, it doesn't matter what reactor optimization you have, be it ice, fire, toxic, so you're just looking for what cooldown reductions or skill uptime it can provide you. That's for your reactor. So my reactor has a skill cooldown modifier of 0.56 times, and for skill duration it's 0.95 times. So this applies to your base stats, so then when it's modified later on by what perks or mod card you've got, it'll increase it even more. So even though the number doesn't seem that high, it does have effects later on. Moving on to components. So the main thing you're looking for is shields and a bit of defense, because defense actually applies on shields, unlike like Warframe for example where it only applies on your health. So in this game defense has an effect on shield durability, so you want to spec a bit into that. But as long as you've got a little bit of in combat mana regeneration, it'll help you out massively later, trust me. But you'll be changing these components all the time because you're always looking for a little bit better in one area. So just use what you've got basically, but make sure you've got shields and a little bit of mana regen and defense. Next, I'm going to talk about the weapon you want to be using. This weapon synergizes really well with Enzo. as you have unlimited ammo pretty much by using his 2 abilities that regen ammo. As you can see, the Guardian can hit consistently for 500,000 damage with each shot, and it deals that damage in an AoE with any dot damage being amped up by its initial damage. I also rolled mine with added explosive damage, status effect trigger rate and critical hit damage, which it hits 50% of the time. And I pair it with an amazing card that was almost designed for this weapon itself. I'll talk about that in a second. A quick note, its reload speed is really long, but I've buffed it with cards. There's also a quick tip. As soon as you fire, press the reload button, don't wait for it to reload automatically, and you'll save about a second on your reloads. Right, when it comes to modules, the first thing you want to prioritise is rifling reinforcement. This is just straight up added damage, so with this it's a plus 32% base explosive damage. Next up, I like to use strengthened first shot. This increases your second shot basically after your first reload to deal an additional 155% extra damage. So before any big engagement, just shoot, reload, and then you know that shot you'll shoot next will do a crazy amount of damage. That shot can actually crit, so you will deal over 1,000,000 damage easily with it. And this can apply every 8 seconds in normal combat as well, just by shooting, reloading, so it's a perfect weapon mod for this gun. Next is the module Slow Art. This module is almost designed for this gun. It increases its explosive damage by 44%, which is massive, but reduces fire rates by 25%. But because this launcher has 1 round in its magazine, it has no effect basically, and because I'll buff the reload speed so high, it'll still shoot faster than some of the other launchers. So this is perfect, this is a must for this gun. Now importantly, you want reload speed because this gun takes ages to reload. So with these 2 cards you get 25 and 25% reduction, so it basically reduces your reload speed by half, which is perfect. Bear in mind, when you shoot, you want to press the reload button as it speeds up the reload even faster. And you can reload as soon as the projectile leaves the weapon, so you can theoretically reload before the shells hit your target. So, great. Also, the final perk you need, the final card you need, is a elemental card of your choosing. At the moment I have fire in, but depending what you're fighting, you might want to switch that when you've got different elements available. But yeah, that's about it. This build is still a work in progress at the moment, as I'm looking for the class mod, if it ever drops. But anyway, I'll update this build with another version down the road, and I'll be making other First Descendant videos, so be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed it. Anyway, cheers for watching.